I'm Holly Michael, editor and publisher of the Twin Creek Times, and welcome to my kitchen. Today, I've got three brown bananas, and that means, of course, we're going to make banana crumb muffins. So first thing, I've got the oven set to 375, and then I've got a third cup of butter already melted in my beautiful Longaberger bowl here, and then I'll add the bananas. So I hope that you probably also take your very ripe bananas and make something out of them. I know I like to. Don't want to waste anything. The bananas are in, so now we're going to add 3/4 of a cup of white sugar. Next, we're going to add 1 beaten egg. And I have some eggs that we got here on the farm and from my father-in-law's chickens. So I'm going to test it with this glass of water to make sure that the egg is still fresh, because I don't remember how long we've had these eggs. So if I put the egg in here and then it sinks, that's good. If it floats, that means it has an air pocket, and then it's not a good egg. Okay, there it is at the bottom. So I'll put the egg here in a bowl and give it a little mix, and then add it in here with the sugar, bananas, and melted butter. Okay, egg looks great. Give it a little stir with a fork, dump it in, and then we'll mix this. Now we're going to take our dry ingredients. A lot of times I do this first, but in this recipe I usually end up doing it the other way. So I need 1.5 cups of flour. I also need a teaspoon of baking powder, and this is baking powder, and baking soda, teaspoon each. And I'm going to put them both in my sifter and sift that all together with my flour. So now I'll run all of that through my sifter so it gets all mixed together. And I just remembered I also need 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I always forget the salt. So I'll get that in here before it gets too far. So now I've got my dry ingredients and my banana ingredients, and I'll mix them together, and then I'll put them in this really nice Longaberger muffin tin I got years ago, and then we'll do the crumb topping. Okay, got this looking good, and I'm just going to spray this and then drop it in there. So our muffin pan is filled, and now we're going to make the crumb topping. So I always take the rest of the butter from the original 1/3 that we melted, then I keep the rest of the stick and I leave it out on the counter to soften a little bit to be part of this crumb topping. And the next thing we're going to add is 1/3 cup of firmly packed brown sugar. Next, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. And finally, we're going to add some cinnamon. I think it's 1/8 teaspoon officially, but as a lot of people on the internet say when they do recipes, measure with your heart. Then you put all this together with a fork, and again, so it makes that sort of like crumbly look. So now that you have the crumb topping done, you can see how great it looks here. Then you put it over every muffin in your muffin pan and get ready to bake. Now that you've got the crumb on top, time to bake in a 375-degree oven.